So this morning I went and picked up something that will hopefully be really good for the garden. Oh man. Horse manure. So I picked up horse manure from a local equestrian center. A girl was selling it on Facebook Marketplace. It was like $5 a bag. So that wasn't bad, but I'm going to experiment with different ways to add nutrients back into my garden. I think that's one thing that I'm really lacking and one thing that I didn't really do in the spring. So this is aged manure, supposedly, and I asked if it had herbicides and the girl said that it didn't, but I'm probably gonna run an experiment with some beans just to make sure, because I don't want to take any chances and put it all over my garden if it's going to kill everything. I'll probably store this in my garage for now. I'm gonna run a little test with some beans because they grow really quickly, and we'll see if it's good to grow in or not. I got 4 bags. This is what they look like. Wish me luck. Today, I went to Home Depot. I had to go to Home Depot to do work stuff to make keys for a client of mine. And I walked through the plant section to get into the store because I just could not resist. And look what I found. It's a dragon fruit plant, which I've never seen at Home Depot before. And it was the only one there, so I had to get it. I've actually never seen a dragon fruit plant in Austin anywhere. So I'm gonna have to keep this in a pot for sure because it gets well below freezing here in the winter. I'm not sure I need to repot it right away. Oh, probably. The roots are kind of coming out the bottom. It's looking a little malnourished. I don't know if, I don't know. It was sitting out in the sun. I don't know if it gets watered regularly or fertilized regularly, but I'll probably pot it up with some good potting soil. I'm really excited about it. I'll have to find a good place for it, and I think I have to build a support system for it because they get kind of long and droopy, like this little fella right here. But that's exciting. It'll be a little experiment. It was only $15, so can't really go wrong. I also have some other projects going on right now. So if we go over here, I have been, in the wise words of Jess from Roots and Refuge. Roots and Refuge? Roots and Refuge. That sounds wrong. Roots and Refuge. Anyways, I have been making my own garlic powder. So I just bought, I think I bought like 4 huge cloves of garlic from the grocery store. I sliced them up, I dehydrated them in my dehydrator until they're crispy. So if you grab it, this is what they look like now. So you can basically snap them in half. And then I put them into my little coffee grinder. I actually don't use this for coffee at all because I don't make coffee at home, but I put it into my coffee grinder and I turn it into a powder, and it worked pretty well. I also put one of these little silica gel packets in there to keep it from collecting moisture, because I know that's a problem with garlic powder. So there's that. I still have to do a few of these. Some of them, these were like the thicker pieces that didn't quite, that one's not quite done yet. That one's also not quite done. So I'm gonna have to turn this back on for a few hours, but I will be finished with that tonight. And ignore my dishes. Over here, I started sprouts. Oh, I need to rinse these. I really wanted a way to grow greens indoors in the middle of summer when it is so hot outside. I have done microgreens. I really liked those. However, I have a feeling that it's gonna use a ton of soil, and I don't really want to do that inside because I don't want to have to keep buying soil. So sprouts seemed like a good way to be soilless, and it's more sustainable because I don't have to use reusable products. I don't have to use disposable products. I like the idea that I can keep reusing these jars and lids, and I don't have to keep using soil, although I could compost it. I just want something easy that I'm not gonna have to like replace. This is what they look like. I think we're on day 2 or 3. In a few more days we'll have sprouts. And then another thing that I like about this is that the roots stay intact with the plant when you eat it, so you get all the nutrition from that, but also you can store them in the fridge. So like microgreens, you have to cut them and then immediately they start to die. But these, you can store them in the fridge when they're done, and then I think they last about a week. I'm not totally sure. Guess we'll find out. But anyways, I just bought these lids on Amazon. I'm using a little meal prep container to tilt them like so. And then I already had these jars, so all I have to do is buy the lids and then the seeds, of course. These are broccoli seeds. I've heard they're really good for you. We'll see how they taste. I'm really curious. Sprouts. And one last thing, I'm not sure how many more bouquets I can make this year because my zinnias are on their way out, but look how pretty. And then I use these basil flowers. They smell so good. They're the purple basil. It's so pretty. So that's what I've got going on today. I better go finish my garlic powder. So today I harvested a ton of basil. I actually wasn't gonna film today, but I figured might as well turn the camera on and show you what I've got going on because I just decided to do all of these different things. And why not share it? So over here, I harvested some purple ruffle basil. It was cross-contaminated. I grew all of these from seeds, so it's not like the most purple. There's some green in there too, but it's pretty. I harvested a bunch of holy basil. This is a lime basil. I think that's it for the basil. There's also some oregano and some orange mint over there, but the rest are left over from the last time that I harvested herbs. And then right here is a ton of Thai basil, which I am going to make a very simple pesto and try to freeze it so I can save it for later. I would love to make some Thai basil recipes like chicken or fried rice or something, but it's not gonna happen tonight, so I am going to freeze it and see if it'll save well that way. And then over here, I harvested some Genovese basil. I think there's some lettuce leaf basil in there somewhere. I've got some chard and some kale from the garden, and I'm going to make a traditional pesto with this, which I've actually never done before, so we'll see how that goes. And then here are my little sprouts. I think today is day 4 or 5, so they're pretty much done. I might give it an extra day, but I've been rinsing them every night and morning. Looking good. I don't know if you're supposed to take the seed holes out of them, but I'm not sure. I should watch another video. So let's get to making some pesto. Okay, so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. I don't have Parmesan. I don't have pine nuts. I have a really weird selection of nuts and seeds that I'm gonna use. Plus I'm adding the greens along with it. The recipe that I'm using right now is this recipe. Hopefully it's not backward. I'll post it down below, but I am modifying it, obviously. There's a cup. I'm probably gonna add the rest of this just because, but for the chard, I like to take the spine out just because it gets too hard and chewy. There's a cup of greens. And this will go in the compost. This is a half a cup, and I'm just gonna fill it up with whatever I got. I've got these almonds. I don't even know if they're still good, but we're gonna use them. Ooh. Okay, so that is just about at a half a cup. I'm probably also gonna add some hemp hearts and sunflower seeds just for taste. Wow, that's really nice. Those are so yummy. Then we add 3 garlic cloves. I'm probably gonna add a few extras, to be honest. I'm just gonna pinch this little end off right here. Throw it in. All right, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then at the end, I usually add both of them just to get any extra lemon juice out. Okay, half a cup of olive oil. Set that right there. Half a teaspoon of salt. That's a quarter. That's a quarter. And then I have to go hunt down some black pepper. And a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm just gonna guesstimate here. All right, and then we blend. Gonna just fluff off the edges. I'm gonna give it a little taste test. Oh my gosh, that's really good. Wow. Oh, was that too much? Oh, whoops. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. That looks so good. And for the finishing touch, I have this chicken that I grilled a couple months ago. Yum. Wow. That looks delicious. I cannot wait to eat this. Okay, this is the moment of truth. I have never made a basil pesto before, or any pesto for that matter. I don't think, not that I can remember, and especially not from basil and greens that I grew in my own garden. So this is a very exciting moment. Oh my god, really good, like really good. I'm gonna go enjoy my meal, and then I'll come back to preserve all the Thai basil. Dinner was delicious, and now it is time to preserve all of this goodness. So this is all Thai basil. I kind of told you what I was going to do earlier, but what I plan on doing is stripping the leaves. I'm going to measure it out. For every 1 cup of leaves, I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then after I puree it all, I'm going to freeze it into little ice cube things and then store it probably in a gallon Ziploc baggie in my freezer. So I've already rinsed all of this. I chose to rinse it because I've been having bug issues, mostly mealy bugs, but aphids are also rampant in my backyard. Been a tough year for bugs, but okay, I'm gonna get to it. This is quite full, so hopefully it'll blend. We shall see. Here we go. Gonna kind of push it down in there. All right, that is chopped up pretty well. There's still some larger chunks, but I'm okay with that. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna put it into this ice container and freeze it. I'm not sure it'll all fit in this one. Okay, now I'm just kind of pushing them down and they will be ready to freeze. All right, well, that was fun. Dinner was delicious. I can't wait to use this Thai basil in some dishes. We'll have to wait until it freezes. But that's all for today. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen, preserving a few things, eating my herbs, my basils. I'm very proud of them. I grew them all from seed this year. So even though some things didn't turn out like my tomatoes and my peppers, the basil is doing great, so that's very exciting. It's time for me to get back to work and then call it a night. I hope you guys have a beautiful day.